What a roller coaster of a season we are having so far in F1 2006. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Career Mode Championship. We're here now for round number 6, the Spanish Grand Prix. We've had some ups, we've had some downs. Last episode was definitely one of our more uplifting moments, shall we say. And now we can slowly feel maybe the momentum coming back in our favour. But you never quite know with this season. You just never know what's just around the corner. But let's get stuck in. Spanish Grand Prix. Let's see how we do. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm coming into this one with an open mind. I don't want to expect too much. Let's hope we can get a podium.
We're at the wonderful Circuit de Catalunya, just outside Barcelona, for Saturday qualifying. The opening knockout session is about to begin.
Nah. Really? I just went around for a lap on the default setup, and now this is my first lap with a proper Spanish Grand Prix setup on, and the difference for responsiveness, responsive-wise, is absolutely phenomenal. 14.5. That's top of the session. I don't know how by much, but that gets us out of trouble. We were in a little bit of strife earlier on in the session when we had that moment in the middle sector. So let's have a look at the standings. Pretty close, actually.
We'll continue in a few moments with the second knockout session, where we'll decide grid positions 16 to 11.
Car feels really hooked up. Amazing. Responsiveness, I feel like it's the best it's ever been on this game. I can hit apexes much more naturally than what I usually do. And that's a huge confidence booster for this weekend. This lap feels pretty solid, more so than what I did in Q1, I'd say. Across the line, 13, 14, 2. A couple of tenths clear of what we did last session. That, again, should get us through to Q3, so in the end, doing it pretty comfortably.
With session 2 completed, the number of drivers is now down to 10. This session will determine the order for those final 10 cars.
Alright, Q3 time. This is where it all matters. I think we're actually going to go short one lap. Just to be a bit more comfortable in this session. I feel like overtaking is going to be a little bit harder to come by naturally at this circuit. But what I'm going to do is, in the race, is I'm going to try and extend my stint by one lap and really push it to the boundaries of how much fuel we have left in the car. So literally run it on fumes for that final 7th lap. So let's get out there. We're going to be on soft compound tyres. I don't know what that's going to mean for the second stint of the race. We may struggle for tyre wear, but since we're coming in a lap later anyway, I think it should be fine. Even with heavy fuel, car feels really good.
Are all out on hot laps as I speak. Results should be coming in thick and fast throughout the session.
Oh dear. Bit of a mistake there. The luxury is, like I've said many times, you can go back out there again. Oh, it's raining! Oh no. I was not warned about the rain. That crash has just cost me crucial track time in the dry. This is what... I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but now I miss Jeff. We need Jeff in this game. 9 tenths down, first sector. It looks pretty gloomy off to this side of the circuit. Back there, that's where the storm is heading, I suppose. But 7 minutes to go. I really hope this is a passing shower. Otherwise, it is P7 on the grid. Nah, it's getting worse. What a shame. Could have got pole this race.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this. It's been an exciting and busy hour of qualifying with some interesting results. We've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you for tomorrow's race.
We find 3 tenths, and we are 3rd place on the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. What a shame. What a shame. They're just... Weather forecasting is not a feature in this game. So the weather can and will just blindside you sometimes, like it's just happened there today. 16 flat, it's what I did on my banker time. Could have gone a bit faster. I don't know whether we would have got pole. We certainly would have been right in there in the mix. But it's not to be. We do have a fast car, so I'm ever hopeful we can get through the grid. But This track, as you guys know, isn't the best when it comes to overtaking, so it's going to be tough.
The grid is clear, the drivers are ready. So the cars begin the parade lap.
Tough race, this one. Could have big implications for the championship. Schumacher starting from pole. We need to bridge the gap.
Okay, Moss thinks you should be aiming for the podium finish today. We know it's going to be tough, but try and hold your position in for the first couple of corners and you should be able to get a decent first stint under your belt.
Found it a bit odd how only the right front was under prepared for that formation lap. Bit odd, but we'll get on with it now. Everyone's lined up. Let's get ready. Round 6, Spanish Grand Prix. What can we do from 7th place? Podium is a must. 5 red lights.
We are racing!
Oh, that was close.
Okay, there are yellow flags in sectors 1 and 3. You need to keep an eye out.
Someone didn't take off the grid, I think.
Here come the drivers into turn.
Might have been an engine failure.
Schumacher leads out of turn 1. He's followed by Alonso.
Don't break in front of me. Don't break, Fisichella. I'm putting full trust in you to look after me here. Up the inside. Nearly got our teammate. Oh, someone's there! Oh, Massa. Oh, sorry. 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 I'm sorry. How many times? I'm waiting for the straight now. I've got to scratch my nose really bad. Really, really bad. And the pause button doesn't work too well on my controller. It's not reliable. Here we go. Oh, that was satisfying. Let's get on with the race now. Massa, please don't be up my inside. That's the biggest gripe I have with the AI. They will lunge you at almost any opportunity. But it's been a good start. A couple of positions off the first lap. We're not even done yet. Honestly, turning in too early for that final corner is going to be probably the bane of my life. We don't want two major bottles in one season. That would not be ideal. Here comes Massa. He looks pretty racy. Yep. Keeping me watching brief. Mirrors do work on this game, but they're very small. Yeah, I just thought of something. Like, normally I'm the one who stays out pretty long. I think with my 1 lap earlier predicted strategy, it might mean that Montoya stops 1 lap later. Now, if that does happen and we end up stopping on the exact same lap, I've never seen a double stack on this game. How will that work? That's going to absolutely kill my race if so. Oh my goodness. I have no real reference to that final corner as well. It's very tight through there. I've been watching Fizzy through that corner for the last 2 laps. It looks like a lockup, but it doesn't make sense because it's happening in the mid-corner, so can't tell if it actually is a lockup or if he's just scrubbing the front tyres far too much, but either way, that Renault seems to be smoking a little bit. I'm not giving up on this fight for the podium, by the way, and neither is Massa on that start-finish straight. He looks very threatening. That's got to be the spot on the circuit. I've just got to get a little bit better through that middle sector just to get the lunge going into turn 10. Watch Massa here. He comes out of nowhere. Definitely running less downforce than I am, and I'm always ever worried about the lunge. Oh, this is not good from Fizzy. We might lunge him here, actually. Job done. P4. A clean overtake on F1 2006. You really don't see that too often.
Good second sector. Your best so far this session.
Thanks, boss. Montoya, what do you got? Let's test out the old straight line speed. That cornering, though. Bit of understeer from me there. Nice late apex there. That definitely helped my run onto this straight. Here we go. What do we got? 14.7. Not too bad versus my qualifying best, which was like a 14.2. I honestly engineer won't shut the hell up. I want to know when Montoya's coming in. If we get in front of him, then really we don't need to worry about when he stops. And now we don't need to worry. Job done. That is us on the podium after starting P7. Thank goodness. I'm pumped. This doesn't happen very often. It's very hard to make your progress through the field, and we're banging on the rev limiter here. Almost. Straight line speed, OP. Yeah, like I was saying, you don't see these kind of comebacks through the field very often. It's so hard to overtake the AI. It's so erratic, and sometimes when they get in front of you, they're just unnaturally faster for some reason. Let's cancel the pit stop. I don't want to come in this lap. And so, if you do have pace, more often than not, you're taken out or you crash into someone else. But I am trying to cancel the pit stop. Maybe I just stay out. What happens if I stay out and then it's Montoya's turn to pit and the pit crew doesn't let me in because it's Montoya's turn? Man, let's just pit this lap. I really want to stay out the extra lap, but I don't know if it's the wise thing to do. In we go. Play it safe. We're doing pretty well so far. We have the pace. Let's do this.
At the halfway mark, Michael Schumacher leads.
No, I've missed the front tyres. That's killed the pit stop. That's what happens when you jump the gun. Oh, dreadful. Dreadful. Could have been 7.8. 4 seconds down the drain. What? Are you serious? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Didn't even cross the white line. And I get dinged for that. And then because I'm so slow, I turned in too much and I cut the corner. But thankfully, they didn't take that off me. We've managed to just stay in front of Massa. But man, that was messy. Can't take anything for granted on this game. Like, one little slip up and you are insert swear word here. A couple of cars in the pits. Slipstream on Albers. Job done. And Montoya's just made his stop. Has he? Oh no, that's Montero. Apologies. No, Montoya has made his stop. He's a few seconds up the road from Montero. So that's how much time we lost due to the overcut, giving that to our teammate, and then the slowdown penalty for crossing the white lines. What a killer. And Renault has pitted. That was Fisichella, and despite the overcut, he didn't manage to get my teammate, so pretty good job from him there. So in the end there, it looks like we might still get a podium for McLaren. The gap to Fizzy is coming down. Yeah, it's certainly coming down. Fisichella's under pressure. Yes, come on. This is what I want to see. We haven't had a scenario like this where we chase someone down in a dying lap to the Grand Prix. I want 4th place.
The rubber on your tyres is starting to get worn, and this will affect the levels of grip you're getting.
Don't get greedy.
3rd is Juan Pablo Montoya.
Watch my onboards. I am literally getting the most out of this circuit right now. Not a single meter left on the board when it comes to the braking zones. Hitting the apexes. Got to be perfect to get this guy. Come on.
This is the final lap for race leader Michael Schumacher.
It's Michael Schumacher at first. He just started.
Shut up. I don't care. See, this corner right here I've stuffed up in the last couple of laps. And that was the difference, as well as turn 1. Just weren't able to get quite close enough to Fisichella. It's P5. Oh, what could have been? What could have been in this Grand Prix? A podium, at least, has gone begging.
An amazing day at an amazing location with an amazing crowd. This has to be one of the best attended races in the whole F1 calendar. The Spanish fans love Fernando Alonso and love their F1.
Man, like, that could have been so much more. If we get the overcut that I wanted, and then just clean up the whole pit exit thing. We had the pace. We actually had the pace to chase down the race leaders there. That was incredible. Because not only were we catching our teammate and Fisichella, we were catching Schumacher and Alonso as well. I could see the gap on the minimap coming down. Could have been an absolute nail-biter, but it wasn't to be. 5th place, another couple of solid points. Standings-wise, it's not the greatest. We've now been overtaken by Alonso. Massa now drops down to 4th as well. So very, very close in the driver's standings. This is absolutely phenomenal. Just the toing and froing between us and our championship rivals at the not even halfway point of the season. It's still anyone's game. This could well be the best season of career mode you've ever seen. And just like that, we are back in the motorhome. We are back to domesticated life as we chill before the Monaco Grand Prix. We have the opportunity to apply for one of the backmarket teams. We are not going to take up that offer. McLaren are happy with me. I'm fairly happy, but I know myself I could have done better. We got the points there. That's all that matters. Still in the championship hunt. 2 points separating us from the lead. And there's what? 3, 4 guys, 5 potentially who could win this championship. Really looking forward to it. And heading into Monaco, that is our holy grail. That is, our sweet spot. And to be honest, if we don't get the win there, I'm actually going to be disappointed. So, next episode, we're going to hopefully take the Drivers' Championship lead once again and carry some momentum into the second half of the season. I can't remember how many rounds there are in particular in F1 2006. I believe there's about 15, 16, 17, something like that. It is a shorter championship, so making sure that you pick up points at just about every opportunity is going to be absolutely critical for us. But thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. And until the next episode, the Monaco Grand Prix, I'll see you next time.